So I think we have to start with swearing in the new members first, and then we'll open the meeting. Okay. So that's, Betty's going to take
Okay,
it.
would the newly elected commissioners please stand for the oath of office? You could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your names.
I, Karen Bossi,
Lennox-Levins,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of Rutland City School Commissioner
the office of Rutland City School Commissioner
to the best of my judgment and abilities.
to the best of my judgment and abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And if you could sign to the right of the orange notations there and then pass them up to me. I'll put them in the record.
I got that in person for 2 years either. No curbside this year, Betty.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess I get to start.
That's all right.
So I'll call to order the special school board reorganizational meeting of March 22nd, 2022. And I ask everybody to stand for the pledge.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, clerk will note that all school board commissioners are in attendance, and I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Brittany Kavakis moved it, Allison Knott seconded it, and we all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And we'll move on to the agenda. Just wanted to welcome everybody who's new here. Thank you very much for serving. It's great to have some new folks helping us out and helping move our schools forward. We appreciate that. We got to meet you all over the last week and a half, I think, and it was great to have a conversation with you. So we appreciate the work that the school board does. It's really important to us to have that vision and that leadership. So thank you for serving. It really is a lot of work. In case the community doesn't realize that, there's a lot of time invested by the school board members. So we appreciate that in service of our school community and especially for our kids. So thank you. So my last piece of my role here is to conduct the election for the chair of the board. So I will entertain any nominations for board chair. Kevin?
I'd like to nominate Allison Knott.
Do I have a second for that?
Second.
Who's the second?
Kathy Solsa?
Sorry. Me. Doesn't help.
And any other nominations? Tricia?
Charlene Seward has shown herself grace throughout the process when tensions are high, and I think she'd be an excellent choice.
Second.
Karen? Any other nominations? Okay, so we'll close the nominations and we'll give you this ballot to vote on. And Rob, would you mind collecting those and doing the count?
See, we told you. We weren't done yet.
Thanks.
Oh, absolutely.
Hold it up, that's right now. How many Sullivan bills you want?
You mind doing it?
No.
Here, if you want an extra tally.
I got it.
For clerk.
We're gonna go to them, right? Okay. All right. We have election results are in. We have Allison Knott with 6 votes and Charlene Stewart with 5. I want to thank you both for your willingness to serve as elected. We really appreciate it. Allison Knott, 6 votes to 5.
All right.
We're going to
Take your
Clerk. What's your name?
In case I forget, I can't see it. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is the election of school board clerk. So, any nominations? Marybeth?
Kathy Sosa?
Is there a second?
Second.
Kevin, second. Any other nominations? Seeing none. Kathy, you're the clerk. I don't know if we don't do an Australian ballot, do we?
Not if there's only one.
Okay.
Right,
So,
right.
you have to cast 1 vote if somebody casts 1 vote. I vote.
I vote.
Okay.
Sure, we don't need these. Yeah. No? That's right. Here, we'll pass those down. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
They're all you
Pick your, don't forget your name tag.
Okay.
I forgot to bring my agenda, so. Me too. Total new baby stuff.
Let's let this come in.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's okay, I really don't care. Are you sure? You know.
Okay, so the only other item on the agenda is board committee assignments. And so just a little general information on the committees we have. The board chair does appoint the committee members as well as the chairmanships of the committees. And so I'll just briefly go through what we have for our standing committees is the building committee, so overseeing the facilities essentially. Policy committee, which is oversight of very important tasks of our board's policies. And staff relations committee, which handles, it's really negotiations is what it handles, not overall staff relations. And then we have a finance and planning committee we started 2 years ago to have better oversight of the finance and eventually to develop some strategic planning. So those are the 4 standing committees of the board, and typically there's 4 members on each committee, one of them being a chair for it. And then we also have other appointments or liaisons, and there are 2 to the Board of Aldermen, a representative to the Regional Advisory Board at Stafford, 4 people on the Athletics and Activities Council, 4 people on the Pension Board that meets jointly with the Board of Aldermen representatives. And then there are liaisons to each of the schools, being Northwest, Northeast, Intermediate School, Middle School, and the high school. And, yep. Yeah, that was gone before last year. And then we have a superintendent review committee that is 2 people that would oversee the evaluation and collecting data from that. So, yeah.
Can I add one more?
Mhm.
One time, should we pass these out? The current list?
Last year's list?
Last year's
Yeah.
list, yeah.
I mean, 'cause they can.
Just so I can see
Yeah.
what's what. There's one more, you can just ask that someone from each school board represent the board when we have to ratify the health insurance. Although that was done this year already by our.
Yeah, the year before, we had, they used to ask you how to vote to
I
elect.
think that is fair to be not kind of speaking for the whole board, because that's kind of their role.
That's what had been done in the past, but
So
technically.
that's the one piece on here that's not on that we'll see.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one always sneaks up. Or when there are regional meetings and stuff. So what Bill just passed out was last year's committee assignments and who is still here that served on those committees. And certainly anything can be a moving piece. I know, some people might not have got what they were interested in last year and are interested in different things. So if you just reach out to me with, what you wish to serve. Typically, someone would be on, one of the main committees and then be a liaison of some sort, and a school, serve in a couple different capacities, but certainly at least one of the major committees, and then a liaison in some fashion. And some people double up depending on interests and where they lie.
When do you want us to email you by?
Well, I think, aren't there even committee meetings already scheduled next week? So,
I was gonna say.
yeah. So I guess if everyone could get back to me by the end of the week, by Friday, because I think is it next week? Is it?
Are we keeping what we have until otherwise, or do you want us to just email you with where we want to be? How
Where
do
you
wanna
wanna be,
there?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so then we can put all the pieces together and work that out. So yeah, whether it's that you want to stay, just let me know. If you want to change, let me know. And Kathy and I will work together with Bill and administration and get that all lined up and get it out to everyone for committee meetings next week. And then certainly also if anyone has any questions on the committees, we had designed 2 years ago when we went to one meeting a month, we went to the second and fourth Tuesdays and made the fourth one be committee days. Some committees meet outside of that. Some obviously function differently when other groups are involved other than just the board. But typically most of them are held on Tuesday evenings. But we used to have some, building used to meet at 7 a.m. for several years, and, different things that might conflict with work commitments, but we tried to keep them fairly consistent on Tuesdays and would hopefully aim to do that again.
So since we're talking about reorganization of this part, would this be a good time to possibly talk about, or should we do it at the next meeting, about going back to 2 meetings a month? Because I know it was hinted on by a few of us at the last full board meeting.
Yeah. I think I missed the policy meeting, but I understand it was referred to policy.
We did talk about it a little at the policy, and I don't know if I'm going to continue in that leadership role, but I'd like to get feedback about what people think of that idea. If this is an appropriate time to have that discussion,
Yeah.
that'd be fine with me.
I think, since it's not on the agenda, probably not tonight, but I think that discussion should probably happen in policy because it is a policy that states when we meet.
If you have an opinion, send me an email, and we'll talk about it.
And everyone's welcome to attend. That's what else I should have said. Everyone is welcome to attend any and all committee meetings.
And that one is on the 20, no, it's
Okay.
the 25th,
You just met, right?
I believe.
April
Last
26th
week.
at 4:30.
There we go.
So,
If it's easier to just send me an email, I can read those off at the committee meeting. There have been a number of suggestions, including meeting twice every month, meeting the way we've been meeting, adding an extra meeting, right after the elections, to have this meeting, so that we can be in full swing by April, and also possibly adding an extra meeting in December or November that would be related to budget. So there's a number of different options, and you're welcome to come to the meeting and join the discussion, or, let me know by email.
Can you I know, just without getting into too much discussion, what was the reason going from 2 meetings a month to 1? You were on the board. Who else was on the? I think-
wasn't.
So a
You were
lot of
the
it
one-
was time commitments, and then we did not have committees that were meeting super regularly, maybe more like quarterly. So the idea was to have your committees meet more regularly, and then, you'd have more robust discussion in committee. Committees would then bring recommendations to the board. So,
Last year, I mean, all the committees that I think pretty much everybody, at least the last year, has been meeting monthly. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you.
So, yeah, and I don't know.
Can I request to
I was
have,
going to say, you two were on, then Charlene, you were. I mean, that's what I recall.
I was just trying to think myself.
It was like a proposal. Dick was chair then, and you were not superintendent yet. Were you incoming role? I don't know if you're involved in that discussion or not.
I wasn't, but.
I think
Because Dave
Dave
Walk
Walk
was here.
Yeah.
That was the way I.
And when we did that, we also moved to the consent agenda. So there were a few changes that happened. The idea to kind of consolidate. So I think there's pros and cons on either side. So discussions could be had. All right. So seeing we have nothing else on our agenda, a motion to adjourn.
Move
Oh.
to adjourn.
I was going to motion.
Motion to adjourn. Okay. Second. And any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome aboard, everyone.
Thanks, Allison.